Dear students, I hope you all are doing well. Stay safe and take care. Today we will learn one more important topic from mathematics 2. That is Pythagoras theorem. Pythagoras theorem you have already studied in previous classes. This year you will learn Pythagorean triplet, application of Pythagoras theorem and its proof. So let's first recall Pythagoras theorem. The theorem states that in a right angle triangle, the square of the hypotenuse is equal to the sum of the squares of the remaining two sides. I repeat, in a right angle triangle, the square of the hypotenuse is equal to the sum of the squares of remaining two sides. Let us consider a right angle triangle. This is right angle triangle PQR. Here angle Q. There is 90 degree at angle Q. The side opposite to 90 degree is hypotenuse. So PR is our hypotenuse. Here and PQ and QR are the two sides making angle of 90 degree. In triangle PQR, angle PQR equals to 90 degree. How angle PQR is 90 degree? Because it is a right angle triangle. Therefore, by Pythagoras theorem, length PR square equal to length PQ square plus length QR square. We will write this as PR square equal to PQ square plus QR square. Here you can see that PR is our hypotenuse and PQ and QR are the remaining two sides. So therefore we can write as PR square equal to PQ square plus QR square. This is Pythagoras theorem. Now come to Pythagorean triplet. What is triplet? Triplet means a group of three of same kind. So let's see what is Pythagorean triplet. In a triplet of natural numbers, if the square of the largest number is equal to the sum of the squares of the remaining two numbers, then the triplet is called a Pythagorean triplet. I repeat, in a triplet of natural number, if the square of the largest number is equal to the sum of the square of the remaining two numbers, then the triplet is called a Pythagorean triplet. Let's understand this by example. So for example, in a triplet 11, 60, 61, you know that all these three numbers are natural numbers. So let's take a square of all three numbers. Square of 11 is 121. Square of 60 is 3600. And square of 61 is 3721. Now move aside the square of the largest number and add square of 11 and square of 60, that is 121 to 360. You will get same number as 3721. It means that the square of the largest number is equal to the sum of the squares of the remaining two numbers. Therefore 11, 60, 61 is a Pythagorean triplet. Now let's consider one example based on Pythagoras theorem. So let us solve the example. Here the question is, find the diagonal of a rectangle whose length is 35 cm and breadth is 12 cm. So let us consider first a rectangle. This is a rectangle A, B, C, D. AC is the hypotenuse. AD and BC are the length of rectangle, and AB and CD are the breadths of rectangle. Here we have to find we have to find the diagonal of a rectangle, that is AC, and length of the rectangle is given as 35 centimeter and its breadth is given as 12 centimeter. So let's take a solution here. In a triangle ABC, angle ABC equals to 90 degree. How angle ABC equals to 90 degree? Angle of a rectangle. As you know that each angle of a rectangle is of 90 degree. So angle ABC is also 90 degree. Therefore, by Pythagoras theorem, AC square equal to AB square plus BC square. Here AC is the hypotenuse. So square of the hypotenuse equals to sum of the squares of the remaining two numbers. Right? So now substituting the given values, the value of AB is given as 12 centimeter and the value of BC is given as 35 centimeter. Let's take a square of 12 centimeter, 12 and 35. So square of 12 is 144 and square of 125 is square of 35 is 1225. If we add these two numbers, we will get 1369. Now we have to find the diagonal of a rectangle, that is only AC. So to find AC, we have to remove the square of AC. To remove the square of AC, we have to take the square root on both sides. If we take square root on both sides, square of AC will remove and square root of 1369 is 37 centimeter. Therefore AC equal to 37 centimeter. Therefore the diagonal of a rectangle is 37 centimeter. So dear students, I hope your concept is very clear now. In the next video, we will see some more applications of Pythagoras theorem and its proof. Thank you.